Hi, Ami. This is my Google Science Fair project. Do you study the best alone or in a group? Need frequent breaks, may be bothered by the slightest noise or distraction. Everyone's different. Various reading and studying methods will influence your homework scores and test grades. But how will the techniques affect how well you enter the material into your mind? This experiment will test how studying visually with different methods affect the amount of information processed. My prediction is if you study a text with a highlighter, then it will result in a better test score because highlighters are more noticeable and emphasized text will enter your mind easier than other methods. I've then divided a class of 18 students into groups of 3, 6 kids each, where they were assigned different methods to read and study. Next, all students were given identical tests about a topic of new learning. Students read about the history of Walmart, yellow-bellied sapsuckers, and armadillos. After they finished that task, each student completed a 10-question test about the article just read about. The independent variables in this experiment was the method used to read. The dependent variables were the scores students achieved on tests. The data portrays test scores of students after they have read materials of new learning. Students use highlighting, underlining, or plain reading techniques. The results are the group using highlighter attained a significantly better grade than the other two methods used with an average of 7.96 out of 10. Underlining came in second, with an average of 5.89, and the group just reading had a score of 4.57 out of 10. The hypothesis set forth in this experiment was if students use highlighters to read the text, they'll result in a better test score because highlighters are more noticeable and the emphasized text will enter your mind easier. One way to explain the outcomes is if a student performs the physical act of highlighting or underlining a word. This sends a "this is important" message to the brain. This approach is appropriate for most students encountering academic material for the first time. This manipulation of information allows them to understand the material better. Another way to justify the outcomes is because highlighting or underlining text is a way to remember information. When people are finding the words to highlight, they're organizing it in their brain. They're beginning to visualize the information and remember it better. But highlighting is possibly the best approach to remember information because brain research tells us that adding color to printed material increases the odds that information will be stored in long-term memory and more readily recalled.